Crack, you burst out of your tiny egg into the vast open ocean. And the first thing you realize is that you're completely screwed. You're barely bigger than a grain of rice, covered in sharp little spines, and floating in the middle of nowhere. Your mother dumped your egg here weeks ago and never looked back. You're transparent as glass, except for 6 dark spots running down your body. Basically nature's way of saying, here's a tiny target for anything that wants to eat you. Those spines covering your skin are supposed to make you harder to swallow, but let's be honest. You're still just a floating snack with toothpicks. Your stomach is already growling, so you start gulping down microscopic plankton. You're drifting near some floating seaweed with dozens of other larvae. When the water suddenly explodes around you, a juvenile macro rockets through your group like a torpedo. Its mouth wide open for an all-you-can-eat buffet. You dart toward the seaweed, your tiny body spinning wildly by the force of the water. 3 larvae beside you disappear in a single gulp. You manage to wedge yourself into the shadow of the floating vegetation, just as those jaws snap shut inches from your head. The mackerel circles back for another pass, and you press deeper into your hiding spot. He gulps a few more of your siblings and goes away. A sigh of relief. You're not even a week old. And you've already learned that survival means being faster, smarter and luckier than everyone around you as the days pass. Your transparent body starts darkening to brown, and you've grown to a few centimeters long. Over the past 3 weeks, your spines are more pronounced now, and those 6 dark spots have spread across your body, like some kind of weird polka dot pattern. Time to leave the surface waters and head deeper below, because apparently your life wasn't miserable enough already. You dive down from the surface waters, and congratulations, you just entered the twilight zone, where the sun gives up and everything gets 100 times worse. The water is getting colder, darker. Your body has turned completely black. Now at 500 meters deep, you see bioluminescent flashes. Multiple bright spots like tiny Christmas lights. You go closer to investigate and horror strikes. They're attached to giant teeth. 5 massive deep-sea predators are circling around you. You instantly freeze, then flip around and swim away as fast as you can. But here's the problem. Your mouth has grown disproportionately large compared to your body, making swimming incredibly awkward. Your oversized jaw creates drag in the water, like you're trying to swim while carrying a bucket in your mouth, making you slow and clumsy when you desperately need to escape. You finally stop. They're not following you anymore. But your stomach is growling loudly. You need food, but you scratch your head wondering where the hell you're gonna find anything to eat. In this dark abyss, you can't be picky. You spot a small lanternfish glowing nearby and lunge at it with your oversized mouth. Success, you gulp it down a hole, which feels pretty satisfying, until you notice a massive shape rising from below. A deep-diving tuna easily 10 times your size has decided you look like a decent snack. Your tiny brain processes this threat. At lightning speed, swim fast. You release the half-digested lanternfish from your mouth. There's no point carrying extra weight. The tuna rockets upward, its jaws snapping at your tail. You zigzag frantically through the dark water, your black body barely visible even to yourself. After what feels like forever, the tuna gives up and swims away. This becomes your routine for the next few months. Hunt small stuff, run from big stuff, repeat. Your body grows larger and more proportioned. You're now 15 centimeters long and officially an adult black swallower, living 15 meters down in the pitch-black abyss. Your oversized mouth finally starts making sense. As your body catches up, the head becomes more proportional. While still maintaining that characteristic huge jaw, your fins grow stronger and more defined, and your completely black skin becomes smooth and scale-less. You can now unhinge your jaws like a snake and swallow prey up to 10 times your own weight. Your stomach is basically a stretchy balloon that can expand to cartoonish proportions. You've also developed backward, pointing fangs that work like barbed wire. Once something goes in your mouth, it's never coming back out. This creates a serious problem. Those teeth mean you literally cannot spit anything out. So every bite is a committed relationship. You're cruising through the darkness. When you spot a silver hatchetfish, nearly your own size, your stomach growls. You haven't eaten in weeks and food down here is scarce. Logic says this fish is too big. But hunger wins you. Lunge forward and bite down on the hatchetfish's tail. Your backward-pointing fangs lock onto it like hooks. There's no letting go now. The fish thrashes wildly. As you open your jaws wider and wider, your jaw dislocates with a pop, stretching your mouth huge, slowly. You work the struggling fish deeper into your mouth. It slides down toward your stomach. Success, you've swallowed a fish nearly your own size. Your stomach has ballooned to 3 times its normal dimensions, making you look like you've inflated your belly with an air pump. You start swimming back toward your usual territory. But your bloated body is much heavier now, and you feel yourself being dragged downward by the weight. You find a spot to rest and settle in to digest your enormous meal. This should keep you fed for about a month. Plenty of time to break down every bit of that hatchet. Fish, you drift in the darkness, feeling satisfied with your successful hunt. Days pass, then weeks. You've been floating lazily, letting your digestive system do its work. But by the 3rd week, you notice something disturbing. Your stomach is still massively swollen, even though you should have digested more of the fish. By now, that's when the smell hits you. A sickening odor coming from inside your own body. The remaining fish has started rotting in your stomach, and gases from the decomposition are building up. Your belly begins expanding even more. Stretching your skin to its breaking point, you're getting dizzy. From the toxic fumes brewing inside you, the pressure is becoming unbearable. But those backward-pointing teeth mean you can't vomit up the rotting mess, even if you tried. You're stuck with a ticking time bomb in your belly, and your own teeth have sealed your fate. You start wandering aimlessly through the darkness. You can't even tell which way is up anymore. That's when you notice a shadow approaching. Another black swallower much larger than you. You know you should run. But your bloated toxic body won't cooperate. The bigger swallower sees you floating helplessly and makes a split-second decision. Free meal before you can even react, it lunges forward and swallows you whole in one massive gulp. You die instantly, but the larger, black swallower has no idea what mistake it just made. It's now carrying you, the rotting hatchetfish inside you, and all those toxic gases in its stomach. Within days, its belly starts expanding, beyond anything it's ever experienced. 2 weeks later, the larger swallower is in agony. Its stomach has grown so massive from the double, rotting mess that it can no longer control its buoyancy. The gases are lifting it toward the surface, against its will higher and higher, into waters it was never meant to survive. As it breaks through to the ocean surface, the drastic pressure change does exactly what you'd expect. Its body ruptures violently, spewing you itself, and that original rotting hatchetfish across the water surface. In a grotesque explosion of failed gluttony, 3 dead fish floating on the waves, all victims of the same evolutionary mistake. This is actually pretty common for your species. Most black swallowers that scientists ever find. And floating as evidence of their own deadly appetite, if this was crazy, the next one is going to absolutely blow your mind, so don't miss.